Yo, what's good? It's Jay, and this is My Peculiar Mind. In today's podcast, I sit down with one of my fraternity brothers, Mike. Mike actually told me a story when I asked him to do this podcast. He told me a story about one of his first memories of me, and it happened in 2015, 2016. We were at a party, and he had said something that might have been insightful or some shit like that, and I was like, bro, we should start a podcast together. And now 8 years later, we're here recording a podcast and doing the damn thing. So it's kind of crazy how life works out in that way. Because imagine we actually did start a podcast back in 2015. I mean, this shit would have probably blown up by now. But, that's actually interesting because I feel like the theme of this podcast is all about taking risks and just doing the damn thing. Mike's life, I feel like the past 3 years, he did that. He has like gone on a lot of adventures in his life. And that's kind of what we talk about, his travels kind of around the world, and some of his experiences. And then at the end of the episode, we kind of tie it all together to that theme about taking the chance, because I've been thinking a lot lately about this and about like my life and about how I can become happier. And what I have uncovered and what I have realized is that the only way for me to truly find happiness in everyday experience is for me to push myself to my limit. Because what I realize is whenever I go super hard and do the damn thing, I'm always satisfied because I feel like I've left everything I can out there, you know? The only times that I feel down are times where I feel like I didn't give it all, my all, or I didn't necessarily push myself outside of my comfort zone. So we'll talk about that at the end, but yeah, this podcast is a cool one with a cool friend, so I hope you guys enjoy it. Please rate, review, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and follow me on Instagram. Also, hello to my new followers, and hello to my new listeners. If you came here from the Whitney clip, thank you, and I love all you guys, and enjoy the show.
Had like this great idea to move to Europe for a while because I was like, why not? The original reason, everyone's like, oh, like what the fuck? You just want to move to Europe like out of nowhere? And I'm like, 9 times out of 10, I'm like, oh, it just came to my mind, like blah blah blah,
Yeah.
like whatever. But like the real reason was like I took like my first like solo trip to Costa Rica, like backpacked it. I was only there for like 8 days, which
I took a solo trip.
Yeah, I went, bro. I was like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna take a solo trip.
What?
I was like, I picked the date. It was in December. Fucking packed my shit, drove to the airport, and I remember sitting there being like, I want to go home so badly because I was like, oh, I'm just scared. Like I never left it's North America. I never left the United States. So that was my first time leaving. Well, no, that was my first time leaving. Yeah, North America because it's Central America. Yeah, so this was my first time leaving North America. So I was like, fuck. I was like scared. Blah blah blah.
I've never left North America, but I've been to Mexico, U.S., and then also Canada. So, but
I haven't gone to Canada.
I've never been to out of North America though. So, like, I guess that is kind of like intimidating. The fact that you're going alone though. What made you do that? What made you like think, yo, fuck it, I'm about to like just like go on solo? Because I hear people do this now, like these solo trips.
I honestly, that's a great question because like. I just remember being at home and I was like, damn, like I need, like, I don't know. Like I always wanted to like try something like that. Cause it was, bro, it's like scary. Like the very first time I like would never forget how like I was sitting at the airport thinking like I could just still turn around. And I remember being on a plane and like, all right, like fuck. Like, and I remember landing and I was like, there's still time for me to like turn around and go home. Like whatever. And I'm like driving and I'm like, oh fuck. I'm like getting more and more scared.
Yeah,
like the more I go but like, I don't know why. It made me do it. I just wanted to like try something. And I was like thinking, I remember I said only 8 days I was there. I remember like planning 8 days and I was like, what am I going to do for 8 days? Like, oh my God. And then I remember like at the end of the trip, I'm like, I left and I was like, I want to stay longer. Like, I can't believe I only did 8 days. 8 days flew like a fucking like second. I was like,
shit.
I can't believe I didn't do like 2 or 3 weeks. Like, I was like, whatever. But yeah.
Wait, what? So you went there and like you went. What was the first thing you did? Like when you went to the hotel basically, probably.
Yeah. Stayed in a hostel. You know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. If you don't know, hostels are just basically where travelers go from like literally around the world. So like you just get to meet like literally people that 99.9% of the time you would never run into like in your day-to-day life. So like it's people from literally everywhere in the world you can imagine.
That's smart to do, I guess, on a solo trip because that's how you automatically meet people.
And that's literally like the solo like trip. That's what people do on solo trips. They go to hostels.
Oh, okay.
Most people, if you're really experienced, you might stay by yourself, but like there's no fun in that.
Yeah.
Me, like whatever. Like I was like that's not why I went on the trip, but that ended up being like the best parts of the trip for me. Like I met like so the first people I met that I, like actually hung out with was this dude from Israel, 2 guys from France. If Evie and Lucas are watching this, they're the homies. 2 guys from France, and then a girl from London who was cool too. But yeah. So like I ended up like came alone. I ended up like kicking it with them like the whole trip. Like I had no plans. Also dumb as fuck. I had no plans.
Yeah.
And like I like ended up talking to them, and they're just like, hey, you want to like come with us? And I was like, sure. It was like, all right. And then we just ended up hanging out the whole time, and like then we said our goodbyes like at one point, and then so
But okay, so what was like, did you meet somebody on this trip?
yeah so if we go like rewind a little bit, is like why I went to London in the first place. So I met like a girl, typical like, you know, you go on your first trip, you meet a girl, like you fall in love. I didn't fall in love, but I did like her though, I'm not gonna lie.
But wait, so like how'd you meet her? She was in the hostel?
Fuck. All right, so we go like, all right, so during the day you could do like national parks and shit like that. So we went and saw like a national park. That shit took all fucking day.
Yeah.
Whatever. And then at night, like basically like people just hang around, like go like party around like the little city you're in. We were in Dominical or something, and we just went to this bar that had like a bunch of like foreigners there or whatever. So meet this girl, and actually. All right, meet this girl, and like we're just playing like darts, and like we're playing darts, and I'm like talking shit to her, and like British people love to talk shit, and that's kind of why we got along, because I like talking shit.
Yeah.
So we were talking shit to each other, and like one of the first things she said, like I was like, oh, I'm gonna hit this shot, and so she was like, oh, I'm gonna mess you up, blah blah. She was like, oh, like yeah, your mother doesn't love you. Like that's like one of the first things she tells you to like throw me off, and I'm like shooting, I'm like, what? I was like, all right, like I know we're playing around, but I was like, damn, like what if my mom was dead or something?
Yeah, that
like,
cut deep, bro.
Yeah,
what the
exactly.
fuck?
I was like, you don't even know me like that. Like we literally just met 5 seconds ago, and like she said that, and I was just like, all right, wow. And like I was kind of like a running joke, but I kind of like that about her. She was like, I don't know, she was giving me shit. I was giving her shit.
Yeah.
And then long story short, we ended up like going back to like our hostel and like hooking up, which is even more wild because the beds are like right next to each other.
Yeah.
And then damn, really in the details, I had to find like a key for I had to find a key to unlock the bathroom, so like we did it in there.
Oh shit.
And then went to bed, and then that was the last time I
How
saw her.
small are the beds?
The bed itself wasn't small, but they're like bunk beds. So like I was staying with the dude from Israel, and I was like, I'm not gonna like, bro, start like banging a girl right next to this dude. Like we just met like 5 days ago. He's the homie. My phone broke the other day. He was letting me use his, like whatever.
Shit.
It was like and then so we went in the bathroom, did it, and then so it was cool.
So what? But my question is, okay, because I want to talk to you about this in general though. Is like, how do you like approach girls at a bar, and like how do you go about like bringing them home?
All right, not to sound like an asshole, but like I have absolutely no game. Usually girls like come up to me and like say shit, and like I can like once a girl like starts with me, I can take it from there. I can take it from there. But like
you're not about to approach a girl like
I'm not like the kind of like person that's like always like hunting. Like it's like if it comes to me, like I'll take it if I want it. Like not take it if I want it, but like I'll like entertain it. But like usually girls like.
They just approach you. You got that wrist, I guess.
I mean, like, bro, like, I'd say this, I'm like, I have no game. Like, but if a girl comes up to me, I can, like...
You can talk to
I can be normal.
Yeah.
I can be normal, like... And that's the lowest bar for men. Just be normal, and, like, 9 times out of 10, like, shit will work. But, like, so, like, like, we were just We were playing the game that's happened, and she was, like, fucking with me, so that's, like... So, yeah, and then... I don't know. We were on the beach with all, like, the Costa Rica locals, and I don't know what happened. We were just, like, kissing. He was like, oh, you want to come back to my hostel? He was like, yeah. And then, So
how often has that happened for you? How often have you brought a girl home from a bar? Like, would you say that happens?
Kind of, I would say a good amount of the time, just because like I said, like it all like girls. I don't know what it is with my face, but like girls would just come up to me and be like, "Oh hi," like, "Oh you're so cute," blah blah.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
yeah,
"Oh
yeah.
thanks," and then like I'm just a normal person.
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
I'm not like weird and
Yeah,
like
yeah,
barking at him
yeah,
or some
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Like, and all you got to do for a guy is just be normal. I feel like, and then
and then you just take them home. I've never picked up a. I've never.
It's
picked,
not automatic, but I will say.
I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to learn.
I'm not shooting. I'm shooting like 10%, lower than that. But like I've had a lot of
10% is like.
but I've had a lot of attempts. I'm shooting like 5%, but there's a lot of like. If we count for every time I've went to the bar in my lifetime, I'm probably shooting 2%.
That's high.
Is
2%
it?
every time. Every time you go to the bar, 2%.
No. If every time, like, all right, the ratio of the amount of times I went to the bar and the amount of times I've taken a girl home, it's probably happened 2% in my life.
That's what I'm trying to explain. That's crazy.
I feel like it's not. I feel like most dudes would be like, oh, even though they're wrong. But I feel like most dudes are like, yeah, it's like at least like 20. Like, even
20,
though they,
every time they go to the bar, they bring a girl home. 20%.
2 times out of 10.
Yeah, that's crazy.
2 times out of 10. Yeah,
That's kind of crazy.
but most people don't think logically. So like, yeah, no, definitely like 15. Like,
Yeah.
no, I would say 2% of the time.
That's pretty solid.
Since
I
I've
feel
been like 21 at least. Yeah.
that's pretty solid.
If we
You're
started,
out there
like-
fucking bringing girls home, I have mine is 0%. I've never brought a girl home from a bar.
I don't know. It feels like, I don't know. It's just,
But also, I
it
don't
just
think I've
happens.
ever.
Like I never like go out looking. It's just like it just happens, you know. And like my homies like say, because like I don't know, you talk shit in the group chat. So I'm like, yeah, like blah blah. They're like, bro, how does this like? What is this like? How does this happen? I'm like, the same thing I just told you. Like girls just feel super bold. Be like, oh hey, like you're so cute. Like oh you're so beautiful. I'm like, oh thanks. And then like obviously they're good looking. I just like keep it going. And then it's like, oh like, you want to leave? Like
yeah. And,
And
then
they either say yes or no. Yeah.
and then
it's
they're
like,
just down. Fuck.
or not, and then you're just like, all right, maybe another time, or you just never see him again. So
Okay, so you like started with this girl, and this was your 5th day on the trip at this point that you met her,
it was like my 5th or 6th, yeah,
and so you only had 2 days left.
yeah, which is even crazier.
And
'cause,
so what happened? Did you hang out with her the rest of the time?
No, so like, she actually disappeared in the morning, and I was like, damn, R.I.P.
Oh, like she just like got up and left.
Yeah, she was like, she just disappeared in the morning. I was
Hit
like,
it
oh
and
shit.
quit.
I was just like, all right, never see her again. But then I saw like the next day, it's like, oh, she like literally like the next day, like because I didn't recognize who followed me, so I wasn't paying attention because I'm like obviously in Costa Rica doing shit.
Yeah.
And I saw, I was like, oh shit, like she followed me. And then like we talked for like a while, but yeah. So after that, I'll talk about Costa Rica a little more because it's funnier, like more shit.
Yeah.
So like after that, my day is about to end, whatever. I'm like kind of pissed. I'm like, fuck, like I can't believe I only did 8 days for this shit. Like this is ass. Like I should have did like 2 weeks. So I had to leave the French homies, the Israeli homie. And I went to this place called like Hako in Costa Rica. It's where all the fucking Americans go. I'm glad I saved it for the last night because the shit's like, it's literally like a fucking party place. Like you're not really
It's like
experiencing.
Cabo.
Yeah, that's literally exactly what it was. People told me not to go there, and I was like, all right, let me just check it out for my last night because
Yeah.
it was like closer to the airport. So I checked out for one night, and then I meet this girl from like, what was it? It's either Sweden or Norway or whatever.
Okay.
I don't know. Once again, like. Once again, bro.
This
She
seems
barely
more than 2% right now. It seems like it's 15.
She barely like bro like she barely spoke English. Like her English was
my
very like
God.
broken, but like we just kind of like looked at each other dancing, blah blah. This one thing led to another, then we ended up like hooking up in like the hostel workroom. Cause like once again, like you can't hook up in the rooms where there's like 8 people. That's just like fucked up, you know?
Yeah.
So like the hostel workroom is open. So like
workroom?
yeah, there's like, cause people work remote,
Yeah,
so like
yeah.
whatever, and like I just like closed the blinds, and then we just like hooked up in the workroom. Then we just went up and went to sleep, and then
And wait, and where was she from, you said?
either Sweden or Norway, one of the
She
Nordic.
doesn't even speak, like...
Nah, she did a little bit, but like, nah, she like I could like say some words, you know, but like for the most part, like we're in a crowded
You
bar.
were just like, yo, fuck.
I honestly don't even know what happened. Like it was just like, I don't know. Like I'm remembering the moment of like me looking at her, and then we're just like, oh, and then we just left.
She was fucking vibing. And then you left Costa Rica and you were like, yo,
That was my last night in Costa Rica, and I went.
You were
home.
like, fuck, I need to go on more solo trips.
That's literally what happened. I was like, bro, what the fuck have I been doing all this time?
Yeah.
Like working dumb jobs, and I'm like,
So okay, then you come back home and you start like messaging this girl from London.
yeah. So like we keep talking like the whole time, and yeah, we talk like the whole fucking time actually. Like from the
Like
time
while you're like at home, you're
Yeah.
just talking to her.
when I'm in
Utah?
yeah, when I got back to Utah from December to like March, we talk pretty like often, you know, like whatever, just like normal, like just bullshit talking, you know.
But like, how are you talking to a girl from England? Because their times are way off. Like, I know this girl from England, and like, dude, I feel like it's always hard to like talk to her because like she's like 8 hours ahead.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just like, I mean, it kind of was, but just on WhatsApp, we'll talk, whatever. Like the times are fucked up, but yeah. And like we just talk about like just, I don't know, shit you talk about when you like somebody, you know, like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
how was your day? Was the
Yeah,
weather?
yeah,
Does
yeah.
work good? Like bullshit like that, you know. And I was like, all right, it's cool. And like, I was like thinking, I'm like, damn, should I go like right back to San Diego or go like, I almost moved to fucking Portland, bro. I was like, I just wanted
Portland?
It was just a random place. I was like, oh, the PNW would be kind of chill, you know, like why not move there for like 2 months, you know what I mean, before going back to San Diego. And I was like, what the fuck, like. And there's also where like my mindset had just changed on like everything in life. Like I was thinking so small for so long, and not like for 26-7 years of my life, I was just thinking like so small. Like I have like now I think on like a world stage. When I do things, I think about like I don't know, like I felt like I just wasn't thinking like about like the world. Like that just wasn't like my concept. Like I was just only thought about like, oh, like this is here. Like, oh, this is what we do in America. Like I never like compared it to anything else. Like I never, like the idea to me to move to London, if I never went on that trip, would have never even like came in my mind. You know what I mean? Like that wouldn't even like, I wouldn't be able to fathom that. I'd be like, why the fuck would I move there? Like that'd be dumb. Like you know?
I think that's like interesting because I feel like I mean I have that mindset, right? I guess it is a small mindset. Like I can't even comprehend like not living in America, you know? Like, and I feel like probably for most Americans that haven't like traveled outside,
100%,
like
100%,
think
yeah.
exactly that. But it's weird because like my dad like literally like moved here from a whole nother country, and like I think
country?
India. So like he
Oh,
literally
yeah.
moved here like from India, and it's like crazy because it's like I can't even imagine like being like, yo, fuck it, I'm moving a different country and I'm living there for the rest of my life. Like that's
Yeah.
like,
Would he move here for a job or?
no, he just ended up moving because our like his family ended up moving like out here. So, but what happened? So you talking to this girl for a while and you're like, yo, I actually fuck with this girl, huh?
Yeah.
You start actually fucking with her. Had you ever been in love before that?
I dated a girl for 4 years and I loved her, but I don't know. I feel like if there's anything beyond that, then I don't know. I think I did. I would say yes. Yes. If she watches this would be fucking wild.
I mean, I don't think that's a hot take though. If you dated a girl for 4 years, like, yeah, you probably loved her.
Yeah, I did
no?
love her. Yeah.
Yeah. So when was that?
2016 to 2020.
You were dating a girl?
Yo, chill. You literally know who she is.
Fuck, yo,
Bro, I literally show her her.
Yeah, and I'll know.
Well,
I'll
I'm
know.
blocked, but but everyone else knows who she is.
Oh,
who
yeah,
I'm talking about right now.
Yeah. No, yeah. I feel like I can see the image. I feel like I could. I don't know. I maybe
You know, if you saw her, you'd be like, oh yeah,
Yes,
like she used to go to our events and
I
shit like
remember
that. Like whatever.
Yeah. So yeah, you were locked in through college, huh?
For the most part, I had my ups and downs, but
Throughout that relationship.
yeah, but like nah, it was like always would like come back to her like that kind of thing, you know.
And so you've been blocked from her though for how long?
For 3 years, I'm still blocked.
For 3 years.
But
That's
everyone
a
else still follows her. Like I'll look at like Logan shit or like fucking Coops still follows her and shit. I'm like, damn, like everyone follows her, but she hasn't unblocked me.
That's a wild timeline.
Oh, she's
to
probably
block.
still pissed.
Wait, what happened?
I moved to San Diego and I was just like, I don't know, I'm in San Diego, like, you know. Like it's just like
Wait,
this,
what do you mean? You just was like, yo, I'm in San Diego, so like
that's kind of what happens. Like, all right, like I'm in San Diego, like
Wait.
I don't know, it's just like because she lived in Arizona,
Yeah,
so I was
yeah,
just
yeah.
like,
she's still here? As far
probably.
as you
I think
know.
so. I was about to say, as far as I know, yeah.
What happens if you see her out? You're
Oh,
definitely
bro.
saying something.
Bro, I saw her at Hard Summer in like 2020. Yeah, I saw her at 2021. I saw Hard Summer 20. You know Hard Summer,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
The
yeah.
festival, for
Yeah,
those
yeah,
who
yeah.
don't know.
You
But,
definitely saying something, no?
no, yeah, bro. I'm like walking and I get punched and I'm just like, all right, what the fuck? And I'm like, oh, and meanwhile, I'm like tripping on shrooms at
Yeah,
this
yeah.
point. Like, I'm just like, there's no way I'm walking through a festival tripping in the middle of the day with the homies and I see my ex like in the middle of the crowd of like 40,000 people, you know? And then we talk for a little bit and then she basically told me fuck off and then, yeah, she
She told you to fuck off?
not really, but she was just, I don't know. She was just not happy to see me even though she punched me. But
So how did like, I want to get deep on this. How did the conversation go when you moved to San Diego? Like, did you tell her that you were moving? Like, did she know that it was coming?
I was like, oh, I got laid off from my job. I visited San Diego like the year before, and then I went to like Crossed in 2019, and then I moved literally like March, 5 months later. So, but yeah, she knew it was coming. She was like, oh, like she was like, I don't want to leave Arizona because like I like my job. You're 22 years old. What the fuck? Like, get a bunch of like in retrospect, that's so stupid to think now.
Yeah.
Like, get another fucking job. But I didn't give a fuck. I was like, all right, like I can't hold off my life for like another person. You know what I mean?
Was your relationship with her, would you say it was like healthy? Do you feel like you guys complimented each other? Do you feel like it was, or you feel like you were compatible, or you don't think that like you guys were good?
No, we were very compatible. It was just my fault. Like I just wasn't ready to like.
You didn't care that much at that point.
Yeah,
to,
like bro, I was
be
like,
with
I'm
somebody.
like 23. Like yeah, exactly. Like, I have a whole life to live. You know, like. I'm not getting married, you know what I mean? So it's like, what am I like? If I'm like, we're not gonna get married at this moment or the next couple of years, or I'm probably not gonna get married for who knows how long, you know. So it's kind of like that went through my no, but we got along. Whatever.
Do you ever regret like breaking up with her? Was there ever a period after that time? I'm not saying now, but like, was there ever moments where you're like, fuck, maybe I shouldn't have broken up with her, or you were like over it?
No, I was sad about it, just naturally like sad when like you leave a relationship, but no, I knew I wasn't like. It wasn't the end of the road for me, like relationship wise. Like, I was like, all right, I got like a lot of places to see, a lot of things to do. Like, it's hard to like hold on to somebody, you know, like, cause bro, it's just like a backpack, you know what I mean? Not that women are backpacks, but like, if I'm like, oh damn, like I want to go to Costa Rica. Imagine if I was like, actually was talking to a girl at the time, but like it wasn't that serious. But we were talking. I was just like, yeah, I'm going to Costa Rica. And she actually ended things with me, and that's when I banged the girl from London too. She literally ended things with me, like kind of like
while you were in Costa Rica.
Yeah, she ended things with me, just like, all right, like we shouldn't talk, blah blah. And I was like, okay. And
I'm
then,
fucking.
And I was like, the thing is, I was actually not gonna do anything. You know what? I'm gonna just have like a cool trip and like not do anything. Then she ended things, but yeah. So no, what were you saying?
Okay, so yeah, you were kind of over it.
Yeah, I was just done.
Do you think that you could ever get back with her?
No, because like my life is like.
Way different
above seas, overseas, like, you know, like
this
is not like I can't live in America like for the rest of my life, you know. So it's just
okay. So you ended up going to London after talking to this girl, huh?
Yeah. So left my parents' house, decided to drive my car across the country with my cat, sold my car for like got like $12,000 back. So
wait, you just decided to drive across the country? Where were you going?
Drove to North Carolina because I had my cat with me, so I was like, fuck, I need somebody to watch my cat. So I dropped my cat at my mom's house.
Yeah.
And then she watched her, obviously. Then a homie watched her. Shout out Keyshawn, who's watching this. He watched my cat for a couple months. And, yeah, sold my car, then went to London. And then, yeah, got an apartment in, like, central London right by the London Bridge. But it's called Tower Bridge.
I have a question. You drive across the country with your cat. That seems difficult. Where was she? Is it a girl or boy?
Girl.
Where was she shitting in like?
She wouldn't shit or eat, or any 8-hour period. So like we drive 8 hours a day. So I'll talk about the cross country trip because that shit was dope.
Yeah.
All right, now
yeah. Tell me.
All right, so
fuck it. You went to a bar. You picked up a girl. You fucked her.
I sound way cooler than I actually am.
No, it's not 2%.
I sound
bullshit.
way cooler than I actually am. All right, so. Fuck, if she sees this, that'd be kind of crazy. But all right, so first thought was Denver. I never been to Denver, so drive 8 hours, land in Denver. I'm there for literally like 14 hours, like whatever.
Yeah.
I get there, put my shit up in a hotel. It's pretty nice in like downtown Denver. I'm just like fucking around, walking around, just like experiencing Denver because I've never been. Just walking around. I go get like a burger at this hotel lobby, and like there's like a fight behind me, like super random.
What?
There's a fight behind me, and like this old guy just like I don't know, being drunk and yelling.
Yeah.
He just ends up getting arrested, whatever. I'm like, all right, 5 hours in Denver. That's pretty cool,
Yeah.
whatever. And then I eat my food, whatever. I'm walking around the city, and I go back, and I see, like, oh, like, this DJ I know, Will Clark, is playing. And I'm like, should I just go alone? Like, fuck it. Like, I might as well just go alone. I'm like, here,
Solo
whatever.
trips.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, I might as well just fucking go alone, whatever. So I go. I'm, like, in line alone, start talking to some people, blah, blah, blah. Then, like, walk in. I'm just, like, vibing, you know, Will Clark, like, it's cool. And then, like, I'm talking to, like, some other girls, like, just, like, random, like, just nothing. I have no clue who they are. And then, like, some girl, like kind of, like, comes up to me. And she's, like, kind of, like, looking at me, like, dancing, like, oh, hey. And then she's like, oh, is that your girlfriend? I'm like, oh, no, I have no clue who they are. And then, like, yeah, we start talking. And at some point, I think I said, like, yeah, I'm just, like, here alone. And then we start talking, start dancing, start kissing. And then, yeah, we went back to my hotel, like, hooked up at, like, the end of the night. And then she helped me, like, move. Shout out to her. She helped me, like, move all my stuff out of, like, because I had to sneak Goldie into the fucking hotel. So, like, at the end, like, yeah, she helped me, like, move everything into, like, my car and stuff and whatever. So she was cool. Shout out. So, yeah, that was my 14 to 18 hours in Denver.
So you traveled across the country because you knew that you were going to go to London.
Yeah,
exactly. So how long did you think you were going to be in London for?
3 months. I signed a lease.
Oh, shit.
So, like, I knew I was going to be there for that long.
And it was for her, the girl.
I mean, it wasn't for her, but, like, she was, like, the Kickstarter. Like, all right, she's the one that told me where to, like, she was like, this is the part of London you will like. Download this app to find a roommate.
But, okay, my question is, if you had this girl there, like, that you knew there, did you think, like, you were going to stay with her, or you knew that you wanted to get a place separate from her?
No, it wasn't, like that. Like, oh, I'm going to live with you. Like, no, I, like, got, like, a... Like, she told me, like...
How was the relationship before you went there? Like, did you feel like it could go somewhere? Like...
Yeah, we used to talk all the time. And then, like, when I got there, that's when she just, like, stopped responding to me, like, at all.
No way.
I swear to God. I did.
No way. Wait, I did not expect that to happen. Wait.
I literally didn't. I saw her one time when our friends from Paris came to visit, because it was like we brought the squad back, like the coast, because we were all in Costa Rica together. So like they came from Paris, and she was like, "Oh, like the homies are coming, like we're all gonna like go out." So I didn't see her the whole time, like other than that one day, and I never saw her again. So
was that the first day?
No, that was like 2 months in, because I went to France and visited them, and I was in Paris. I was in Paris in May, and they came and visited like early June.
So when you got there, you hit her up and she just didn't respond?
Nothing. She like was either busy, out of town, some girl bullshit. Oh, I'm busy, whatever. So I was like, all right, fuck this. So I'm gonna just make my own friends, and that's literally what I did. And it ended up being, I met so many great, amazing the homies. I still talk to homies like now. Like my boy, shout out Jim Green. You ever watch this? He's like, bro, mark your calendar. Next year we're going to Ibiza in September, like for my 30th. I was like, bro,
shit.
Like I met so many great people.
No, this is crazy. I feel like you go out there kind of for this girl a little bit. No.
Yeah, I mean, she was gonna be like the one person I knew, and I was gonna meet people through her, or we like get together. Who knows?
My question is, did you think that at the time there was a possibility that you would date that girl?
Yeah, 100%. And she ghosted me.
Holy.
So it's like, but like I said, like it ended up being like the best thing that could have happened, because like I had to go like make my own like friends, and I ended up making up like meeting mad homies. Talking
when you saw her though after 2 months of being there,
I was salty.
What did you say to her? Did you say shit?
I was just kind of like, all right, like I didn't really say anything, but like we went out. Oh my God. All right, so I didn't really bring any of that up. So we go out. And like we go to Hackney, which is like a
Who invited her out? Was it you? Did you like
No, so like the homies told me, all right, so also the homies tell me they're coming, like whatever. And then they're gonna get a hostel nearby. And then like somehow she knew, and she was like,
they told her maybe.
I think so, yeah, because it's like, oh, we're all, because like literally also she lived like right near me too. She literally lived like a 15-minute walk. And I never saw her, but like, so I think they hit him up just like, oh, like, we're all in Costa Rica, let's all hang out. And like, then she hits me, she's like, oh, the boys are coming, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, I know, I was just in Paris like not that long ago, like they told me they were coming, so they were gonna get a hostel near me.
You're like, yeah, bitch, I've also been here, for the past 2 months.
Yeah, so they were gonna get a hostel nearby, and then she offers to let them stay at her place. So I'm like, all right, so now we're like, I have to like see her, so like, we hang out, whatever, we go out. So we go to Hackney, like this dope place in London. We go to like, I don't know, some like fucking like kind of like house show, like whatever. And like I meet like a girl, like just a random like girl, whatever, and we were like fucking like, you know, like kind of talking, like
Yeah.
kissing, whatever, like kind of hooking up, and like she just ends up coming with us for the night. And she tells her, she's like, I just want to let you know that like that guy's like kind of like intense or like something like that. And like I'm
Wait,
like drunk at the time. And
Wait,
like,
wait, what? She tells her?
yeah, she for some reason has to tell that girl that we hooked up at some point.
No, and she said you're intense?
That's what she said. Yeah, she's like, he's like intense or something. And like the girl comes up to me that I was talking to for like that we met. She's like, hey, that girl just told me that you guys just see each other. It's like, is that like true? And I was just like, what the fuck? Like, no, I mean, I didn't know what. Honestly, I didn't know what to do. I was like, one, why is she saying that? Two, we haven't seen each other. Three, why would she even bring that up? And like, long story short, the other girl's just like kind of like, she goes from like all over me to like, because we went to this other club, like, oh, fuck.
Damn, this girl literally fucking cockblocked you.
Not only does she ghost me when I get to her continent, she cockblocks me when she finally sees me. And then, yeah, so like
Did
the girl.
you say some shit at that point?
Oh, yeah, I was like, bro, why the fuck did you say that? Like, I don't get it. Like, why would you, like, I haven't seen you, haven't done anything. Like, why would you even, like, she was like, oh, I just wanted to warn her. Like, I wouldn't, like, lie to her or something like
Warn
that.
her about what?
I don't know. Like, bro, like, fucking, I don't know. Like,
What did, like, what was her view of you? She says intense?
yeah, like, I don't know. I was like, bro, we were talking, like, the whole time. Like, we were, what, like, fucking, when I was in America, whatever. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, let's hang out, blah, blah, like, cool. And she was like, she wasn't like anything. She didn't say shit, like, to me at all. So, yeah. So, but yeah, that's what she told her. And I was like, why did you even, like, bring up that we hooked up or something like that? Like, this. And I was just like, I don't even know what her perception of me was or anything like that. I don't know.
So wait, let's like go slow about this though, because this is a crazy ass situation. Because
Yeah.
This girl, you go to England or London just to like, yeah, she's somewhat of an inspiration for the trip in general.
Yeah, exactly. But also, I'd never been to Europe before,
Yeah.
so I was like,
So it's both. It's
bro,
twofold.
yeah, exactly.
But
yeah, exactly.
anyways, you get there, then she doesn't fucking talk to you for like
At all.
Leading up to the trip though, was there like weirdness like right before?
I don't think so. Like, I literally, like, I think she just stopped. I was like, responding to me at some point. I was like, oh, okay, like.
No, like before the trip or like when
I think
you get
she.
there?
I'm trying to remember now. Did she stop responding before, or did she stop responding when I got
That's
there?
what I'm saying. That's that would be the craziest.
Yeah, I honestly don't remember that, like, specific, like, whatever. But
Like, but were you like thrown off when you got there and like,
and she like didn't want to like see me at all. She was always busy. I was like, all right. It took me like a couple times I hit her up because I didn't fucking know anybody. So I was like,
Yeah.
all right, maybe I can meet some of her friends or something like that, whatever. Then after that, I was like, all right, like I'm gonna just do my own thing. And then,
okay, and then you go out with her finally, and then you meet her out, and then she basically tells this girl, hey, this guy's too intense,
Yeah.
which is a weird fucking
a way
thing.
to like, yeah, exactly, like describe somebody.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, and like you know me, like.
Yeah, it's
When has anyone
intense.
ever described me as intense? Like that's not a
The
word.
only way I would like think that like she might be thinking that is if like, oh, this guy like came out here to England for me or something like that. Like,
yeah, like if I came there specifically, like
yeah.
you said, like no, I got my own like shit, whatever, like
Yeah,
blah blah.
exactly.
But she did help me like find the like she didn't
That's
help me
what-
find the place. She told me like how to look up, like how to be there. Like she told me honestly, luckily she knew the area, you know, because like the part of London, she was right. The part of London we were in, like that was like what like my personality is, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's like more like it was like the real London, you know, not like the fake shit you see like the Queen and all that,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Chelsea, like whatever that part. But like it was more like because I'm into like house music, tech house too, so like it's like the East Enders, like underground, like side,
Okay.
like more chill.
And then, but on the date that you actually hang out with her though, she basically tells this girl that, and then you like call her out.
Yeah, because I'm like, why did you say that? And then she's basically like, oh, I was like.
Did
blah,
it
blah,
ruin
blah.
the night? Like, what happened after you guys like had that discussion?
So, they go somewhere else. I'm with the homies from Paris, and then I met another girl. So,
Okay.
I met another girl.
So
then
so she just leaves at that point.
yeah, I think so. I honestly didn't know what happened. Neither did I care.
Yeah,
But,
you were just like, fuck
yeah,
you,
and then
basically.
apparently like they left. It was like met another girl, and then bro, oh my god. All right, so I met this other girl. She was very attractive, whatever. I'm like, all right, fuck yeah, like I made up for
Yeah,
the loss
yeah,
earlier,
yeah.
whatever. And then we go back to my place, and like we're walking, bro. I don't know what was. All right, so we go back to my place, go up the elevator. We're walking, and like we're both drunk, and I like hit my ear on the wall, and it like starts like I think nothing of it. I bang against the wall because I'm drunk, I'm walking, whatever. We go to my room, and like I think nothing of this, and like we go to my room. We just like start making out, lay down. She's like, "Oh, your ear's bleeding." I was like, "I don't give a fuck." She's like, "No, it's like really fucking bleeding." And I was like, "All right, let me go check." And I was like, "Oh shit!" Like she's right. It's like really fucking bleeding. I get back, and then she's just like, "Oh yeah, like I don't know." Like she didn't want to like do anything anymore.
She saw blood and was like weird.
I think so, cause like, bro, like she was like telling all her friends like who I was. She was like, "All right, yeah, I'm going to like this place. Like he's fine." They were trying to like get her to come. You know how as girls' friends should like make sure she's okay. She was like, she fended off all her friends to like come back with me, and then I don't know what happened. I guess the blood shit like freaked her out, and then like so we didn't end up like we were like making out, and like I think I like ate her out or something. Honestly,
okay,
and, like she might have like gave me head, and then didn't bang her, but she was cool. She's really attractive, so I was like, damn L, because I banged my fucking ear against the wall, just started bleeding. But yeah, so that was that.
So when you knew this girl was gonna like the girl from London, when you knew that she was gonna be there that night, did you think I'm gonna bang her?
No, I didn't want to fucking look at her. I literally didn't want to. I was like, bro, fuck, I have to see her. Like this is after I've already been in London for 2 months, so like I've already made like my homies and shit like that. You know, I already got homies to hang out with, like whatever. So like this is like. You were in my fucking back mirror at this point, so like I didn't even want to talk to her, like. Anything.
And then so when she did show up though, were you like chill at first?
Yeah, like there was like I wasn't like anything. I was just like, oh, what's up? Like she brought like some guy, I think it was like one of her homies, which I really do think is one of her homies, and like we were talking, whatever, blah blah. And then I said nothing beyond like just normal shit, like whatever. So yeah, and then like I immediately like get another girl, and then she does some shit like that.
Yeah. Like, that's crazy. Fuck that, dude. Fuck that girl from England, bro. Yeah. Okay, so I did this thing with Emily this week, and I just want to see, because like I feel like I like we know each other, but like I want to like this is about to get deep right now, so we're gonna go deep. Okay, so I'll start with this question: do you feel like you love yourself?
You know what's funny? I was gonna say absolutely, but I was like, let me think about it. Yeah, I do. But like I was, you know what? I wasn't gonna immediately say it, but I was like, I probably wouldn't be able to say that literally like 3 or 4 years ago.
Okay, that was my follow-up question. So do you think that you haven't always loved yourself?
No, absolutely not.
Why didn't you love yourself back then?
Because I had flaws. Like I didn't like the way I looked, like certain things about me. But luckily, they were all things I could work on. You know, so like I guess that's just luck. Because some people, you're just stuck with your face. You know, I mean, you don't like your face. It's like rip. But it's just like rip. You're like you're dumb. But no, like it was just a lot of things that like I just didn't have that I could work on and do, and now I've like worked on.
Okay,
and done it.
Well that's interesting that you say that, because literally that's kind of exactly what the thing I went with Emily through, is that like at this point in her life, and like at this point I guess sometimes in my life too, like we don't necessarily love ourselves. And what I did is, and I want to do this a little bit with you, even though you do love yourself. If
she said no.
Yeah, no, she definitely, like, there's definitely parts of her that she just doesn't love. But what I said, like, what characteristics does your ideal self have, right? Do you feel like you embody the characteristics your ideal self is? Or do you still have another idealized version of who you could be?
I guess, yeah, just a better version of me, which, like, I have no clue what that consists of. Like, I wish my music was better, but I just started. So, that's only just going to take time. You know what I mean? I wish I was smarter, but guess what? That's just going to take time. So, like, the ideal version of me is just me down the road. Like,
it's interesting because, like, what I did, I said, okay, give me characteristics of your ideal version. And she gave me a list of characteristics. And then I said, give me characteristics of, like, who you believe you are now. And the crazy thing is there's an incongruency between the characteristics that she like is now and who she wants to be. Yeah. And like I feel like that is the heart of like not loving yourself at the end of the day. I feel like if you
want to be this thing that you're not, you're trying to change yourself.
Yes.
Yeah, 100%. Damn, so I probably just gave you the perfect answer.
Yeah, no, exactly. Literally.
I probably just gave you the perfect answer. Exactly. Yeah. I'm just, the ideal version of me is literally me in the future, because like, but like I said, if you ask me this, I wouldn't even be on this podcast like 4 years ago. I wouldn't feel confident enough to like come here and just fucking talk all this like shit. Like I'm like, I don't know, but like,
why What was it that you really didn't like about yourself? You said like things that you could change. What exactly was it?
One, my smile. Never had braces growing up, so like I
Okay.
had to buy like something in front of the camera now. I was like, I
Yeah,
have to
yeah,
smile,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
So like, didn't like that. Got like Invisalign, whatever. That was a big thing for me because like
Okay.
social media era, bro. Like you can't like your teeth just can't be fucked up.
Yeah,
You know, it's
yeah,
just a thing.
yeah. Okay, okay.
But like
Unless
that,
you're like in England, right? Everybody's teeth are fucked up, no? Or is that not a
no,
thing
that's
anymore?
not. Yeah, maybe like northerners or some shit.
Okay,
But like in
okay.
London, everyone's like it's like I guess like Americans.
Yeah,
Like, it's
yeah,
just
yeah,
normal,
yeah, yeah. Okay.
But yeah. What else? I don't know. Didn't like what I was doing for work. I had no purpose. Like I said, like I was just fucking. I was just doing shit. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like I didn't have like. It wasn't like, oh, I want to be this. It was just like, damn, I'm just doing this because I'm just fucking kicking a rock down the road. So like, I don't know. There's probably things more in particular, but like, it's just I no purpose. I really didn't like the way I like. Luckily, I liked my face overall,
yeah,
but
yeah.
like the things I could fix, I fixed. You know what I mean? They were like fixable. You know, I've always been going to the gym, so body's not really. If anything, I'm more out of shape now than I've been
Yeah.
in a long ass fucking time. But
So it's interesting though. You're saying like there's things that you fix to make that, and so the one thing I was like telling her is that like in order to fix that like that difference between your ideal version and like who you believe you are now is to be very smart with every action you take and to question every action you take. So you ask the question is this action going to help me further become that ideal
what you
version
wanna
of
be.
myself, or is it going to make me the person I still think I am today, which is a bad version of myself, or at least
Yeah.
your thoughts are bad. And I feel like each action that you take to that idealized version, it's just going to make you more satisfied with who you are, and you're going to
Yeah.
start to love yourself. And it's weird because like I definitely struggle with this. Like I am definitely not a person that loves myself most of the days, and I think it's like you talked about like how you wish you like were smarter or something like that. That's like a huge thing with me. It's like I wrote down some characteristics I think about myself that like my idealized version would be a very articulate, well-spoken, like intelligent person. And
I feel
like
like you're that for the most part.
it will I appreciate that. It's just it's weird because like I think I compare myself to people that I aspire to be.
Who's that?
Like I don't know, like just like people like Andrew Huberman.
Oh yeah,
Or
I don't
like-
watch
like-
his shit, but I know
like
you're talking
Jordan
about.
Peterson or
So
like,
basically, people with big podcasts.
yeah, people with big yeah, people with big podcasts, exactly. That, but are just like when you hear them speak, you're like, fuck,
You
that
like-
that
yeah.
that motherfucker is smart. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I just I don't know. I try to like I think I try to rush things instead of just like taking actions that will help me get there. So like the reason I think I feel bad is because I'm not necessarily taking actions to maybe be smarter as much as I should be. Like maybe I should be
You be
reading
doing
more.
more or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Nah, bro. I think I'm fairly intelligent, and I can say that because I judge myself a lot off of what people tell me. You know what I mean? It's like
So
peer review.
external validation is what.
So
you do.
like but like I obviously like I feel smart, but like people tell me that I'm smart, you know, and people that have no reason to lie to me. You know what I mean? Like if you're full of yourself, like if you don't hear, like if you think you're the fucking, I don't know, like some full like
Yeah.
your shit, and people aren't telling you that also, like they might be like, you know, like some diss. Like it's better to have a lot of confidence and people not giving back to you than have no confidence and then no one giving back to you. Then you're just like even worse, you know. But like, yeah. So it's like reading. That's what I was gonna get into. Reading, bro. People love like mental masturbation. People love to like read so much about doing the thing instead of just fucking doing it.
Exactly.
Like people that love self-help books, they rather read 10 self-help books than just fucking going and doing it. Like people all the time be like, how did you just like move across the world? You didn't know anybody? You just go on these solo trips? I'm like, yeah, because like I wanted to do it and I just do it. You can do it too, but you're too scared to like, I mean, it comes to sacrifices. Like
That's what it is. I think it's
like it just depends on what, like I'd rather like, but also like I have the presence of mind to realize that I'm 28 years old and I have 30 more years of working. Like I gave up a lot of money in the past, but like now I'm doing what I do now, which is like, I mean, it's a well lucrative career.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
on
yeah,
starting
yeah.
salary right now. Like if I don't fuck up, I'll be making good money. And like I knew, but I also knew that about myself, that I had the ability to like come back
Dude.
from like, yeah, like I knew I could like essentially throw everything away and spend way too much money in like kind of like, because it took me a while to find this job too, and like put everything in to find this job. I knew I could do that, so like I wasn't scared to like throw it all away because I knew I could get it back. Even though I was definitely at points I was like, damn, that might have been dumb as fuck. Like shit, I still can't find a job. Like fuck, like maybe I shouldn't have did that. But no, like now I've done it. Like,
but I think going back to the point about like sacrifices, I feel like a lot of times, at least in my life, sometimes I'll choose a instant gratification rather than long-term gratification.
I'm the completely opposite of that, and sometimes I wish I could just be like, if I know something's not going to work out in the long term, I just can't do it. Like I literally like I think I said this literally fucking an hour and a half ago. I'm always 20 steps ahead. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes to a fault. Like I like if I see something not long run worthing, even though it may help me in the short run, I just like it just doesn't work.
Well, I'm just even talking about like pleasures, for example, like for example,
pleasures. Yeah, I take
for example, like I'll be in a relationship with a girl for like the comfort, even though I like for like 7 years, even though I'm not like fully committed to that girl.
Oh, you know, that's more than, I guess that is pleasure, but when you were saying that, I was thinking like drugs and like alcohol, or like McDonald's or something.
No,
like that.
Oh,
but,
yeah. But it
I couldn't do that
too, though.
I couldn't do that though.
Exactly.
I know what you're saying. That would ruin my mind.
Exactly.
Like, if I knew this wasn't gonna last, I'm gonna just fucking end it like now.
Yes. No. Instead, I sit in the comfort, and that's why I'm like.
Oh, 99% of people are like that though. So.
Yeah, but this is my problem is that like. This is why I feel like a lot of people are unhappy with themselves is because they are seeking that like comfortableness rather than seeking like trying to get out of that and achieve more. It's going to be painful. The sacrifice is going to suck, but the end of the road, that outcome, that reward is just so much greater than you living this stagnant lifestyle where yes, you're getting comfort and it's okay, but it's not ever great. And like you're always looking at that great and you're like, fuck, I wish I could
do that. Yeah,
but you can, but you just got to get out of that. Like you got to be okay with not being comfortable for the beginning of it. You got to be okay with going through that hardship. You have to be okay with like doing the dirty fucking work of yourself in order to like achieve that like greater vision of yourself and to love yourself like you do now. Like you went through all that like hardship, you actually put in the work, you fucking you put yourself out of that comfort zone. You went fucking to Costa Rica. You were like, yo, fuck it, solo trip. You traveled across fucking America alone. You went to England on the hopes of this like girl, and she doesn't hit you up.
She turns me down, and then I'm having the best time ever.
Exactly. You went and you were like, yo, fuck it, I'm gonna get out of my comfort zone, and that's why today you're sitting here and you're like, I fucking love myself.
You know what's even crazier? Like that feeling of when you're scared, I've had that over the past 2 years. Like you get that pit in your stomach when you're about to do something like, oh, like you feel uncomfortable. That's how like, all right. So that I first had that feeling when I was on the way to Costa Rica. I was like driving. I'm like, I was so scared. I wanted to turn around. And that same feeling I get at different like points in my life now when I'm doing like, when I'm putting myself out there. And now I know that feeling. And that's how I know I'm doing something right. Like exactly saying like afraid of that. Once you get that feeling and you recognize like, oh, this is that like that scared. When I was driving here, I literally felt, because I've never been on a podcast before. When I was driving here, I was like, I felt kind of worried. I'm like, yep, this is it. Like this is like this is that like your body wants to turn around because you're about to do something uncomfortable. It's like trying to protect you, but like you have to go past that. And once you're past it, now I feel like, bro, I need to be doing podcasts. Cause like, bro, I was like, yo, I might need to like have a drink. Like I'm kind of mad I drank because like it kind of like twisted up my mind a little bit for like the first like I say like 20 minutes, you know, and I was like, shit, like I'm losing my train of thought. But no, like, yeah, like once you like know when like recognize your body patterns and like you can put like literally everything you said, people are too scared to leave their comfort zones. They have like that feeling, they let it hold them back. Oh, I'm back in my comfort zone. My body feels good. I'm not scared anymore. Like once you recognize that and you're doing something, be like, oh yeah, this is it. Like I'm doing something that's probably going to benefit me. You know what I mean? Like I'm going out of my way. Like something my body doesn't want me to do for whatever, because you're scared of fucking who fucking knows what it is. So yeah, once you know that feeling, you know that
you're doing the right thing.
Exactly. You're doing it right. And just being able to recognize it, like, but you won't know it until you do it multiple. I've done it multiple times now that I know, like, when I get that like fearful, like, oh shit, like I felt like anxious on the way here.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, I felt kind of sick. I was like,
Really?
oh, like, I don't know. Like, oh, I was like, fuck. But I was like, all right, I know what this is now. Honestly, I thought it was something I ate at first, but but I was like, nah, this is it. This is the same thing I had when I went to Costa Rica, when I fucking went to London, like on a whim, like whatever, and fucking went back to school. Like when I'm interviewing, I did a lot of interviews for these jobs. Like you always get like scared or whatever.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I've
Like,
done so many interviews now. Now it's like
now you don't feel that as much because
the first
again,
exactly.
like, well, that's the thing about just confidence in general. Like, you probably can like go and like get these girls because of repetition. Like everything's about repetition at the end of the day. Like in order to get out of that comfort zone, like you just gotta, or in order to get confident in anything in life, it's to get out of the comfort zone.
Yeah, you gotta
exactly.
suck. This is what me
Fail.
with music now. Like,
Yeah.
bro, like I'm fucking ass, but like I know that I won't be ass a year from now.
Yeah.
Like I will like maybe 6 months. Like once I get like more time and like start doing shit, get my shit together. Like, yeah. So it's like I don't know.
No, it's true. I mean, like just even with this podcasting thing is like, yo, I go back and I'll listen to, and I used to do this a lot with like Nappy and Jay when I was editing a podcast. Like, and I was like, oh, I don't really fuck with this episode. What I would do is like, I would go back and listen to one of our first episodes, and then I'd be like, holy fuck, you're so good. I was like, this episode's actually fire.
Bro,
like,
that for some reason that happens a lot, like with the human brain. Cause like, bro, like I look like shit now, and I like look at old pictures of me, and I'm like, I remember I used to think I like body wise, cause I like going to the gym. I haven't as much just because I just haven't been able to, but yeah, I look at old pictures. I'm like, I remember when like I used to think this was like a bad picture to be shirtless, and now I'm like, damn, like I actually look pretty good. Like,
yo, it's interesting you say that because literally the episode that comes out before this, I have that conversation with Emily, and we talk about how like back in the day we thought we had bad bodies, but like we look at it now, we're like, yo, that was fucking like good. Like, what the fuck? The fact that like, and that's the mindset that needs to change with like that negativity. With like,
it's hard because we're human.
Yeah,
like, unfortunately, that's just how the human brain works. And but like,
I think though the reason that like throughout the time I've like felt that is probably because I know maybe I'm not like getting fully out of my comfort zone and trying to push myself to my limit. Yeah. And like once I think that in order to like fully feel satisfied again, you have to push yourself to your limit, because then you're like, at least I fucking put it all on the table. Like now I have no regrets. Like like I have nothing. Like I did it.
You gave it your all. At least you say you like try, like you did it and you failed.
Exactly.
Like, that's better than like, damn, I wish I would have. Like really, I can honestly say in my life, I'm not a wish I would have. I'm like, damn, I did it. Like everything like so far in my life is just like, damn, I did that. Like whatever. I don't think I have literally anything I could say like I wish I would have done that. Like, you know, only thing I wish I would have knew about things earlier when I was younger, but like who doesn't wish they were smarter?
Exactly.
Who doesn't wish they had this knowledge 5 years ago? That's the only thing in my life that I wish, but like who doesn't think that?
Exactly. Who doesn't think like, oh, like for you, like, oh, I wish I started music like 5 years ago, or
that's literally
I wish
like
I started podcasting when in 2016 when I talked.
Oh,
to
I wish I
it.
knew like what I want to do for work 5 years ago. That's the only regret I have. But like, who doesn't? Like, unless you're one of the fortunate people who were somehow like 19 and like they already
or even
knew.
like 12, like Justin Bieber or some shit.
Yeah, they're like, oh, like this is what I want to do, and I know at that age, like so.
I mean, they're just those are the lucky people. It's definitely interesting because it's like, the older you get, the more time feels scarce. I feel like it's crazy because you're like, holy fuck, like now I'm like gonna be 30 or whatever. Now like I need to find where I want to put all my time in this life in. Yeah. And I just need to fucking do it because
find an avenue and like
time runs and you know, it just goes. But I appreciate you coming on the podcast. We went for a little bit, but no, it's gonna be good. It was definitely good. It was good sharing your story. And I think that like it's interesting. I think there is a full circle to this about like there's a message like we said at the end of the day, like you getting out of your comfort zone puts you in a place to like love yourself within that last like 3 years of your life, basically.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just whenever you feel scared when you're doing something, just know you're doing the right thing. Like as soon as you feel like scared, like you should turn around, walk faster. Like walk as fast as you can towards exactly what you want to do, and just do it scared. That's it. Like
there you go.
That's it.
Do you want to like put your handle or on Instagram? I'll also put it in the notes. Do you
Oh yeah, Steven Cashmere on Instagram. Follow me. Yeah, so gonna be making music now, but it's nothing that the world is gonna see at this point.
Just
But yeah,
practicing.
so when this podcast is on like 2-3 years from now, I'd be like, damn. I come back and be like,
true.
I'm big on speaking things into existence. I've done it the past 3 or 4 years. I just talk about shit before it even happens, and then it happens. So
Cool.
yeah, there you go.
All right. See you guys.